Steelers today. He's Eddie Provident. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. We're both from DK Pittsburgh Sports, and the Steelers are off today.
But we're not.
We're not. This is Sunday leading up to actual bleeping game week.
I'm so excited, man. I'm excited for football.
I'm excited for football in general.
Yeah.
I'm excited specifically for Steelers versus Bills, and that's what we're going to spend this episode on. First, I want to let you know that this show is brought to you by BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets and get an advantage over your sports book. They scan over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game, all major sports. Covers everything, spreads, over-unders, player prop bets. Their algorithms look at historical performance, matchup, weather, injuries, coaching, and much more. They give you line movements so you can jump on bets in real time, sharp data to see who the pros are backing. Here's the catch. Go to, this is the web address, try.betql.co/DKPS.
Right here.
I'm going to give it to you again. try.betql.co/DKPS or download the BetQL app, which is
makes life easy.
Makes life easier to sell. When you get to checkout, use the discount code DKPS for 25% off any subscription. The code again is DKPS. You'll see their BetGM offer and how to get a year free of BetQL. Find all of this in the video description.
That's right.
Steelers versus Bills is next Sunday in Orchard Park.
Yep.
And the matchups are almost too enticing to be true.
I know. It's
like their strengths line up with the Steelers' perceived weaknesses.
And our strengths line up with their perceived weaknesses. And my immediate concern is just how, I don't want to say patchwork because I don't think that's the right word, but the defense has not really, we talked about this last week, they haven't had that time to gel. Stephon Tuitt's going to be out. TJ Watt hasn't really practiced a lot with the team, and I think TJ Watt's going to be fine. But when we got a new cornerback now in Witherspoon who is going to be learning things, Schobert is still learning things, and their offense is not an offense that you want to be patchworking things together and figuring things out for the first time.
Well, the part that's the scariest from the Pittsburgh perspective, I would think, would be Stefon Diggs specifically.
Yes.
And I say that mostly because there's recent precedent for this. I covered the game up in Orchard Park last year where it looked like the Steelers had a lot of stuff figured out certainly in terms of containing Josh Allen. They had the edge rush going with both TJ and Bud and everything else. And then
the second half happened.
The second half happened, and the Bills remembered that they had Diggs on their lineup.
And they remembered well.
And all you saw was just pass after pass after pass between those two, and there was no answer for it.
And I don't know if there's an answer for it
I think there would be. I think that you almost have to an extent, and I'm not suggesting that the Bills don't have other threats. Cole Beasley's there and other guys, but what you want to do that Bill Belichick thing where you take away the other team's best weapon, okay? And to me, first of all, you line up Joe Hayden.
That's your best bet, obviously.
But then even on top of that, go nuts.
Bracket him.
Chip him.
Yeah.
Bring somebody over. You have other guys that are involved in coverage. You have yourself a real versatile weapon that's now apparently going back to the inside in Cam Sutton. See what you can do.
Right.
Take away some of his routes.
Yeah, it concerns me because we've had a lot of questions about the defensive backfield, and
still do.
We still do. And according to the Steelers, there's not any questions. But I think that they have questions. I was going to say they're showing their poker face by going and getting Ahkello Witherspoon for a 5th-round pick. So even Joe Hayden, I don't know that Joe Hayden's enough to stop Diggs.
Well, let's take it in a broader sense too. The Steelers' defense has issues of continuity, issues of injury right now. Obviously, Stephon Tuitt's not going to be there. Now, the Steelers are lucky that they've had some guys step up, certainly on the defensive line. It looks like Chris Wormley will be the guy that takes Tuitt's place. We'll see to what extent that means Tyson Alualu's snaps
go up.
And his reps go up, which would be the better
Yeah.
maneuver out of that. And then from there, the other factor, and I haven't heard anybody talking about this, Eddie, and that's Joe Schobert learning this defense. I'm one of the few people that wanted to see him play like the entire Carolina game.
You said it to Dale, you said it to me.
Because not only is he taking reps within the defense, he's also going to be probably the primary signal caller.
Yeah,
he's going to have half a game against the Lions.
And that's it.
That's it. And I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm not either. My not to go fantasy football here, but
go nuts.
I was talking with my brother because he picked the Steelers defense in our dynasty league, and I said, you may not want to start them on Sunday, man. You may want to look at another option, because I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game, because I think that the Steelers have a lot of weapons, and I think we can get into this later, that the rest of the NFL and maybe the rest of the national media doesn't realize that we have. And
they don't matter. I say that all the time.
So, this is going to be one of those. I don't think this is going to be a 21-10 game. I think this is going to be a 35-31 kind of game.
Oh.
I think this is going to be a high-scoring one.
Well, we'll get into the offense when we come back. Welcome back to Steelers Today. He's Eddie Provident. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. We're both of DK Pittsburgh Sports, and we talked about high scoring. Let's talk about the offense then.
I think this is going to be a high-scoring football game, because I think
they can't block, Eddie.
They can't block, but it doesn't matter when you're getting the ball out fast, and we've seen that happen last year. It was
and we saw them go 1-5 down the stretch because of it.
Ben Roethlisberger made a good point a couple weeks ago when he was asked about this. He said that sometimes that's by design because of all the athletes that they have. Sometimes, and with Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, Pat Freiermuth, Eric Ebron, Najee Harris. He's got plenty of people to get the football to.
Yes.
And I don't necessarily know that I care if they can't block in week one. If they can just get the ball out quick to their athletes and get them in open field. And if Matt Canada, if he's going to do anything like what we saw in training camp with the motion and the misdirection stuff. Yeah. I really think that the Steelers' offense is going to have something to work with here.
Well,
and I know that the Bills' offense is going to score. I just know the way this, like we talked about the Steelers' D. I think this is going to be one of those high-scoring, fast-paced football games.
From the Steelers' offensive perspective, I'm going to mostly disagree with the idea of the fast release time. I'm not in favor of this. I do feel like the Steelers need to do some different things to make sure that Buffalo is staying off of Ben.
Okay.
And one of those, to start with, is they need to run the football effectively, and they need to commit to it. When you see them go out for the first series, and the first carry is a 2-yard gain, and the second is a 1-yard loss, then you're going to have your very first 3rd and long. It's probably not going to work out, and they're going to punt, and you're going to say, that means you're going to say, that's it. We're done. We're not running the ball anymore. Forget it. You can't do that.
No, you have to commit to it.
You can't do that. This is 2021. That was 2020. This time you have a running back.
You have a very good running back.
And you have blockers who are at least willing to block for the run, which is something that we did not see last year out of that aging group for whatever reason. I have all the respect in the world for those guys, but they were around a year or two too long. These guys have that. And if it's easier for them, and any offensive lineman will tell you that it is, go ahead and just block out. Go nuts. Go after them.
If there is a strength on this offensive line, it is the interior.
Sure.
With Dotson and Trey Turner. And I think Kendrick Green's going to be a strength by, early part of the season. I like what I've seen from him. So that ground and pound is going to be something that they can use.
So if you do that, now you've got all that motion and misdirection that you referenced, and Ben is back there, and Ben he wants to have time, because, Eddie, the only way he's going to accomplish anything down deep is if he has some time.
True.
But first they have to set up other things. I don't think you're going to see the very first play of the game, and by the way, go ahead and cue this up a week from now if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're going to see on the very first play Ben take a 3-step drop, wait it out for 4 seconds, and then
heave one.
Yeah. That's not likely.
No, I don't think that's likely either. I think it's going to be probably closer to what you said first. A 1 or 2 yard run, maybe a 1 yard loss on the second one, 1 or 2 yard. But Listen, you just keep feeding Najee the ball.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
Feed him the ball.
That's what you want to do more than anything else here. Get 22 involved.
Yeah.
Remember that for all the hype and all the excitement here and everything else here, that he will never have set foot on an NFL field in anger until Sunday.
Yeah.
And you want to get all the requisite nerves and everything else out of his system. Line him up at receiver. Go ahead and pitch to him. Do whatever it is that you have to do, but get him
the football
moving.
Yeah, and I think that is the key. If you can get him the ball, and then off of him, what I was saying about the other athletes and the other, the other weapons that you have, then you can start building off of that. And I think that you can open up some holes in that defense.
Now the Steelers have 4 days of practice here on the South Side this week. It's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tuesday, of course, being the first full-blown Mike Tomlin press conference, and then they're off Saturday, and then of course heading up the road to Orchard Park, and yeah, we're here.
We're here, man. It's time. I'm excited. We had college football yesterday, pro football next week, Thursday night pro football. I'm excited, man.
Is there a Thursday game? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Buccaneers and Cowboys.
That's a good.
That's actually a
almost
good
game.
That's going to be a decent game. Yeah.
Put that in parentheses here. I have to let everybody know here that don't forget. This is my reminder to download BetQL. That's the BetQL app, or to go to betql.co/DKPS to make smarter bets. Enter the code DKPS at payment and check out for 25% off of any subscription, meaning BetQL.
Thursday night. There you go. You can start it.
There you go. Better get in there now. Get it. Better get in there.
It's a good one.
Now? No, it really isn't.